guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Trinity, and here we're going to be talking about everything hair, beauty, lifestyle, literally anything. We don't really niche down over here. So today we're going to be talking about 8 tips that you need to know when you are a natural girly. But I got my notes right here, so let's get started. So the first tip that I have is you need a hair routine. So everyone's hair routine is going to be different. You just need to figure out what your hair is going to need throughout that week and what your hair likes and does not like. So for example, my routine is I wash my hair once a week, I twist it up, and then I leave that in for about a week, and then I wear my hair like this and then twist out for about a week. And throughout those 2 weeks, I maintain my hair like I would. I oil my scalp when it's needed. So I would say I oil my scalp 1 to 2 times every week. And then within that week, if I feel my hair getting dry, I go in with a spray bottle and I put those products that I originally put in back in my hair and I lock it in with the oil. So that's what my hair routine is. So a good beginner routine would be like I said, I wash my hair once a week. So wash your hair once a week, detangle it, and put it in a protective style, whether that's twists or braids or just buns. Like put it in some kind of protective style, make sure your scalp is oiled, and then throughout the week, just maintain it, see what your hair is lacking in, and then fill those gaps in. My next tip for y'all is to deep condition every time you wash your hair. Deep conditioning is very important. You need it. Deep conditioning brings back that moisture that was lost during that week or 2 weeks or month, whatever time that you decide to go without washing your hair. And it brings all that back even when you shampoo your hair. If you're not using a shampoo that's not specifically for moisturizing your hair, deep conditioning helps with that. You can use deep conditioners, there's masks, hot oil treatments. What I do is I take my deep conditioner and I mix it with Jamaican black castor oil, specifically rosemary, because everybody knows that rosemary stimulates hair growth. And so I whip that up and I make sure my hair is drenched. Make sure your hair is drenched before you put the deep conditioner in, or else it will not work. So I put that in and I leave it in for a good 30 minutes. So heat definitely helps with deep conditioning. It helps with hot oil treatments. Again, if you keep the oil mixture that you created in a bottle and then use the double boiler method, do not put it in the microwave, because when you put stuff like that in the microwave, it loses its nutrients. So double boiler method, put it on your hair. Make sure it's not too hot. You don't want to burn yourself. Put it on your hair, put a plastic little shower cap on, leave that in, or either you could do what I just said, mix it in, and then put it on your hair and sit under a hooded dryer for 30 minutes. Heat really helps that deep conditioner or oil penetrate and bring that moisture back into your hair. So my next tip that I got here for you guys is, I know I just said use a hooded dryer, but hear me out. You need to stop using heat directly on your hair. So if you want to, like, now it's currently December, December winter time is a season for blowouts, is a season for silk press. If you want to get a silk press, at least use a heat protectant, please. We love our curls, so we want to keep them healthy. Use a heat protectant when you flat iron or blow dry your hair. Like if you want to go get braids, look up some good heat protectants. I put some up here. Use one of those before you go in with the blow dryer, and that will help keep your curls nice and healthy. And just limit the amount of heat you do use in your hair, because heat does also cause split ends, which we know leads to getting your hair trimmed. So my next tip is, the key to growing like long, healthy hair is to moisturize and hydrate your hair. So there are 2 methods you can do for this. It's either called the LCO or the lock or LOC method. So I personally use the LCO method, which is the liquid, cream, and then oil. So here's wet, that's a liquid, then you go with your cream. I personally go in with a leave-in conditioner and a twisting butter, because I always do twist every single wash day. It's just easy for the week, and then I go in with the oil. rosemary, Jamaican black castor oil. But you use whatever helps your hair to flourish, right? So the next method would be the LOC method or the lock method, which is the liquid, oil, and cream. So you would put your liquid, wash day, it's already wet. Oil, you put your oil in, and then the cream. And that's how you moisturize your hair. And then you can put in your little twists or your braids, whatever you decide to do, and that's how you keep your hair moisturized. You want to keep your ends tucked and keep your scalp and ends oiled, okay? So it can grow and so it can be nice and healthy and hydrated and moisturized, and that is the key to healthy hair. So the next tip, which is the fifth tip I have for you guys, is to know your hair porosity. I know some people's like it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. I personally think it matters. I tend to look for products that are catered to low porosity hair because that's what I have. There's low porosity, high porosity, and there's also medium porosity hair. So medium porosity hair, you're just blessed, okay? That means you can put moisture in, it retains, it stays, girl, you're good. Low porosity hair is when your hair has trouble taking in the moisture or taking in the water. For instance, when I get in the shower and I hold that shower head over my hair, it's going to take me a little minute for my hair to get drenched because that's what low porosity hair is. So for it to help with that low porosity hair, steaming helps to open your hair shafts, and then warm water helps open that hair shaft. High porosity hair is when it has that open cuticle layer, so that means it's easy to like put moisture into your hair, but it's also easy for the moisture to leave your hair as well. So I feel like that's also when the moisturizing methods come into play. You see which one works better for your hair, and then that's when again products come into play. That's how you pick which products. So I'm going to go ahead and put some medium porosity hair products up here that you guys are able to use. And then here's some products for low porosity hair and products for high porosity hair, and you can choose which ones best suit your hair needs. So there is a test that you all can do if you don't know what the porosity of your hair is. So you take a little strand of your hair out and put it in a cup of water. If it floats at the top, that means you have low porosity hair, like me. If it sits in the middle, that means you have medium porosity hair. And if it sinks, that means you have high porosity hair. So the next tip that I will give you guys is protect your ends and protect your hair. I covered this a little bit already, but this is the full extent. So to protect your hair, number one, you need to protect your ends. That's the oldest part of your hair, the most fragile part of your hair, so it needs to constantly be moisturized, regularly trimmed, and oiled up and tucked away, right? So there's quite a few ways to protect your hair. So let's talk about in the daytime. So in the daytime, to protect your hair, if there's styles you can do to protect your hair, natural styles, which are twists, the braids, bantu knots, coils, as long as your ends, I say again, are tucked away, it's a protective style. Your hair needs to be moisturized and oiled, and scalp needs to be oiled. It needs to stay like that, and that is how you're going to protect your hair that way. A couple other styles that you can do is the professional braids, locks, twists, Senegalese twists, passion twists, all that all that type of stuff. Um, so in order for that to be a protective style, there's actually a couple things that you want to look out for. So when they're braiding or doing whatever they're doing to your hair, if it is too tight, tell them, because if it is too tight, it's not a protective style at that point. There's too much tension on your scalp, too much pain, that's not a protective style. So that's one thing to look out for when you're getting that done. Um, in order to prep for those protective styles, you need to wash your hair, make sure your scalp is nice and clean. You need to deep condition your hair. That has already been said how important that is, without going without going to get those braids and stuff. So it's very important to get that done. And then blow dry your hair, use that heat protectant, get that done, and then that is the prep to get your protective style done. And then you do what you feel is needed for your hair as well. So that is how you're going to protect your hair in the daytime. And then at night, we all know we need bonnets, no matter if it's in the professional braids, if it's in a wash and go, a twist out, if it's in like the regular braids with your own hair, you need a silk bonnet. You need a silk bonnet due to the fact of when you're sleeping and you're moving around, your ends are rubbing against your pillow or whatever surface, and it's creating split ends. So you need to wear that silk bonnet, a couple extra steps, wear a silk scarf, and then a silk bonnet with silk pillowcases. Just satin silk everything, right? So in case that bonnet comes off, which we have all experienced, we wake up in the morning, we're like, where is my bonnet? And it's on the other side of the room. So take those extra steps. The bonnet comes off, you have your scarf. The scarf comes off, you have your pillowcases. So that is how you're going to protect your hair at night. So routine wise, you definitely need a night routine, whether that's oiling your scalp if you feel like your hair is dry. After a couple days you have washed it and moisturized it, after a couple days it's dry, you go in that night and you spray it down, you moisturize it, and you put it in 4 chunky twists, 6 chunky twists, braids, whatever you do. That is a good night routine to keep your hair nice and hydrated. So my seventh tip that I have for you guys is to get your ends trimmed regularly, right? So if you don't do that, we all don't like to cut our hair. I know I don't. I hate to take scissors to my hair because we all want that long, pretty big hair, right? So in order to achieve that hair though, you need to constantly get it, trimmed when it's needed, or else like the split ends will move up your hair and then more is going to need to be trimmed than originally was. So there are a couple ways you can minimize the amount of split ends you have. Split ends are going to happen. I'm sorry, that's the truth. They're just going to happen. But there are ways, like I said, to minimize the amount of split ends you get. So, like I said earlier, you want to protect your hair. The friction causes the split ends. If you're sitting on a couch and you're constantly like moving your hair, that's going to cause it. So if you're not going anywhere, you're staying in the house all day, just keep the monitor on. I mean, if you like to get up and get dressed and feel nice, okay, I understand. But put like a little silk scrunchie on, protect those ends, girl. That's all I'm saying. um, that's a way to protect your ends. Like I mentioned earlier, the less amount of heat you use, the less split ends you will experience. So I personally, I'm scared to just go to anybody to trim my hair because you have hairstylists that are very scissor happy, and then you have hairstylists that don't trim enough. So you have to find that happy medium where they trim what needs to be trimmed. Or another way that it's getting done correctly is we learn to do it ourselves. We can do that. And then another way to prevent that amount of split ends is your detangling method. Your detangling method matters. You're like what you're not going to do is take the comb or your hands and just you know just go through your hair. Girl, like we love our hair. We need to care for it, nurture it, okay? So we're going to say you're about to wash your hair, right? And I like to pre-poo. That's when I take the time to moisturize my hair and detangle it, so it's an easier process when I walk in that shower and wash my hair, shampoo it. So I personally have really been learning to gently finger detangle my hair. That helps a lot. Finger detangling is really good, so you can feel the knots and gently like go through them. Or either you can take a wide tooth comb, and start from those ends and work your way up. That's what I used to do. But get you a good pre-poo. Um, African Prides, I'm gonna put it right here. I used to use that, is really good. or you can make your own. That's what I do now. I just mix some good conditioner that has a lot of slip, which is the Maui Moisture. That's what I am using right now, or either the Pantene Gold Series. That's what I used to use. Either one is good. I use it interchangeably. It has good slip and it moisturizes your hair. And then you add a good oil. I personally like to add, again, the Jamaica Black Castor Oil. That is good. And then you just spray it all over your hair, comb it out. Okay? That is how you're going to minimize those split ends. So the last and final tip I have for you guys, which is arguably the most important tip, is read those ingredients, know what you're putting in your hair. So it's like no one, me being one of them, does not want to walk in the store and constantly like look at every single ingredient that is on the back of that product. But I recommend you doing your research, knowing what products are good, what products are not, and know what products to stay away from. Alcohol, we already know that's not good for our hair. Okay, I don't care how good the gel is, stay away from that gel. Alcohol will break your hair off. Okay, we care more about our edges than the gel. Okay, so here are some gels that are alcohol free that are just as good as that gel you're using. So go ahead and use one of those. Basically, you just need to check your ingredients. Another way to know that you're using well products is if you make your own. Make what you can find in your kitchen and use those. We know good hair masks and stuff that we can find the ingredients in our kitchen. Or if we, small businesses, they make, all natural, usually hair products. Ayurvedic, I think I'm saying it right, are good, you know, products to make or to buy from different hair brands and to use those because again those are all natural. So yeah, those are, I feel like, really good routes to go. So that is all the tips I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Watch the whole thing, stay to the end. I hope you guys learned something, took something from this video. That's why I made it. I hope that helped someone out there. But thanks for watching. Go ahead and follow my social. I just have Instagram. Go ahead and follow that. Give me a little follow. And go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, comment if you guys have any questions. I definitely will answer them. Excited to. But thanks for watching. Bye.